Audio Jungle.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another Tech Time exclusive. Today, we're speaking with Alexander Graf, co-founder and co-CEO of Spryker, who, according to Gartner, is the leader in composable commerce technology. Alex, welcome to Tech Times.
Thank you for inviting me, Chris.
Absolutely. So, with Spryker, my first question, I want to jump right into the good stuff. My first question is, what did you set out to either change or improve on in the e-commerce landscape?
Yeah, I think so. We founded Spryker because there was a change in the market, in the needs of the market. So until, let's say, 5 years ago, most of the corporate companies were looking for kind of a best of suite approach. For them, technology was nothing they wanted to differentiate on. So they tried to get as much as possible out of existing bigger suite vendor relationships, like you got like the PIM from IBM, the commerce system from IBM, the catalog management from IBM, payment, whatever. Same for SAP, same for Oracle. And this changed due to the rise of digital companies, so which led to a more business-oriented view on technology. Let's say technology is not a cost center anymore, but it's a business center. In a business center view, best of suite doesn't work anymore because you have to differentiate on many items in your tech stack. So now we are kind of moving in a best of breed world. So many corporates are, they don't want to buy everything from one vendor anymore. They want to have the best possible technology for a specific challenge or problem. And we said, okay, there's nothing for enterprise commerce available in the market where you really can differentiate on. There's no headless solution. There's no composable solution. There's nothing which gives you the freedom and flexibility to build whatever you want, a marketplace, B2B, D2C, whatever. And the leading digital technology companies, they build their own stack. But how many corporates can afford to hire 1,000, 2,000 engineers to build your own commerce stack, right? And that's actually the gap we wanted to close. And therefore, we founded Spryker in 2014 as one of the first composable and headless solutions, obviously in the cloud. The market in 2014 was not that big. Now it feels that more than 50% of the market is looking for best of breed solutions, which is good for us, not maybe a good sign for IBM and SAP, but let's see.
Okay, awesome. Okay, I get it. Yeah. So could you start off by telling us exactly what sets Spryker apart from other similar companies?
Yeah, so in your introduction, you already referred to Gartner. And I think the Gartner Magic Quadrant document, it's kind of the Oscars of the e-commerce industry. They're looking into more than 150 commerce vendors, and the top 15 are positioned in the Magic Quadrant. And we are now one of the leading companies there. And there you can see a pattern. You see older companies from SAP, Oracle, Salesforce that are offering a very monolithic stack, and you see newer companies like VTEX, Elastic Path, and others that are rather focusing on this headless world. And so we have to look into this bucket. So it's very hard to compare us with the standard monolithic technology, because if you're looking for just an online shop and you don't want to differentiate, you're usually going to one of these vendors. And within the new vendor pack, you would look for different capabilities. Do you want to do B2C, B2B, marketplace? How flexible do you want to be? And we obviously focused on maximum and flexibility and B2B and marketplace, which sets us apart from the other vendors. So nobody else can do this or offer this broad selection in your product. And when we started Spryker, we tried to explain it with a metaphor from the toy industry. So in the toy store, there's a corner for the little kids. There you find, for example, Playmobil. You just like take the box, unpack the Playmobil castle, and start playing. And it is something small people, kids want to have and play with. And we are rather from the Lego Mindstorm world. So we are offering obviously like a pattern, something you can work with, but you have to use your own creativity to build whatever you want. And it's just like and we are the leader in this new Lego world. And more companies are now growing up when it comes to digital strategies, and they are moving away from Playmobil, which was good for a specific problem because you just wanted to unpack it and play. But now they want to use their creativity to build business models around marketplaces, for example, or B2B, and especially this integration within one stack. So you can build B2B, B2C, and marketplace just within one solution with Spryker, without being limited to vendor choices. So you can build whatever feature you want, or you can use it from our stack. That sets us apart. And there's now more and more grown-up kids, so to say, in the rooms. Therefore, the demand for the Lego part in the toy store is getting bigger.
Okay, that's a great analogy. It really helped me understand. So Spryker seems to be growing rather quickly. So if you could indulge us, what is your secret to building a successful tech company in under 10 years?
Yes, in a tech company world, or especially in the B2B tech company world, there is no really a secret. So it's a relationship-based business. So you have to build good relationships with your customers. So customers are referring you. You have to build good relationships with your partners. So partners are motivated to implement your software and helping you grow with their customers eventually. You have to build a very strong culture in the team so you can retain the top talent in the company. And I think we are doing a very good job in this senior relationship management. And to be honest, there's not so much competition in our box. So there are like 4 or 5 vendors from a global perspective that we are seeing on a regular basis on shortlists. But you have to put yourself in an ecosystem partner's seat. So let's say you are running a big agency business in Latin America, and you usually worked with a Magento, from now Adobe, or with IBM Hybris for years now. And now customers are coming to you, the grown-up customers, saying, okay, what's next? So what kind of technology would you choose? You rather choose the technology with the biggest growth momentum, with the best partner program, with the best retention program for customers, instead of going for place number 2, 3, or 4. So it's not that we are in a race with like hundreds of other companies. We are in a race with maybe 5 companies in the enterprise space, and we're trying to do the best job here. And it's though the magic is not like having a special growth trick. It's like really doing the stuff we are promising in the right way, having a very clear and strong reputation. Just being better 5 to 10% than the rest really sets you apart. Then that's the difference between 10% growth year on year and 100% growth year on year, and that's the track where we're at. So it's and it's looking forward. It will be the same trick, like having very strong relations, very honest relations, very strong product, obviously, with our partners, and that will help us grow.
I see. So I was doing a little stalking, of course, in my research, and I came across your Instagram.
My own or Spryker's Instagram?
Spryker's. I'm sorry, Spryker's Instagram. Okay. Yeah. I didn't do that much research. Okay. But I see that the company is maybe this is the wrong term, but very employee oriented. Meaning, I see that the employees get great merch. They get like the best equipment to work on. And I also seen some pretty awesome looking getaways. So how much importance does Spryker place on company morale?
I think it's becoming the highest priority. in the company. So, and that is what you usually see in every company building playbook. So, what can I do? What can Boris, my co-CEO and co-founder, can do? It's selecting the right people. It's trying to increase, trying to get everybody together, to retain flat hierarchies, because if you're a really talented person in your field, could be partner management, could be product management, could be whatever. How do you choose your next job? You usually don't need to move anymore. You don't need to relocate to another country. You want to be in an environment with other smart people. So no Bozos, and Bozos are this like middle managers that don't add value and that are negative for the morale development. You want to be in an environment where you see a lot of things happen in a short time, because it's usually a job for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years until you start your own company or you join like another company. You want to have like direct access to the leadership team and no bullshit at all, which is when I remember Boris' presentation for the onboarding presentation. I would say this no bullshit claim is the claim that comes most often in the presentation, and it's super important. It's not just a word; it's super important that people do have the feeling they can reach out via Slack every time, every day, and they will get like a non-political, non-bullshit answer. And the other stuff, merch, good locations, good parties, easy travel arrangements, I think that becomes like hygiene in a world where we are moving into a pretty tough talent war, where we have the advantage that we can hire global already. We don't have to fill offices like SAP or IBM or Facebook or whatever that are expensive. We can say, okay, stay where you are. If you like it in Ohio, if you like it in, I don't know, South Africa, Kapstadt, if you like. So sometimes we have to navigate through this time zone stuff. So it's easier to work with the European team when you're located at the East Coast in the US. Obviously, West Coast, that's quite a stretch, but usually it's there's a lot of hygiene there. And what really helps us now is that like other strong tech companies are going in this office modus again. They try to get people back in the office. And the smartest one, they say, no, why? That doesn't make any sense. I know that the middle management wants it, but it doesn't make any sense for me. So I will look around. And then we have to be there. We have to be like an option for those smart people, because I really believe in the remote first world in our business. It's not obviously the right choice for every business, but in our business, it's the right choice. I remember one developer's comment, I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago during a company event. And he said to me, Alex, what Spryker really sets apart is there are no dumb people at all. And I think as long as we can retain this culture, it's cool, because Boris and we do have corporate backgrounds. So we did a lot of startup stuff before, but we do have corporate backgrounds. And in this corporate environments, one of the things that was hindering all the innovation was this kind of bozo thing. There were people that you never knew how did they end up in so important positions, and what the heck are they doing all the day? So and if you have like enough bosses in your organization, then all the smart people will say, okay, that doesn't make any sense. I will leave. I do something on my own. It's not easy to prevent all bossos. So you have to really keep a very rigid 360 evaluation management in the company. But I think that's cool. It's not a culture everybody would like, but it's a culture I think smart, ambitious people like. And those are the people we are looking for.
Well, I agree 100%. There's nothing worse than having the word, and there's no better word than bozo that I can think of. It's a perfect word for those type people, and Lord knows they are everywhere.
Yeah, I think in there was a nice description in the urban dictionary when it comes to bozo. What was it? Bozo is a name that references someone who has failed to achieve any level of formal education. No, that's not the Bozo we mean. But I will find the right
Okay.
translation. Yeah.
All right. I think what most times what I've heard it called is like a bozo or like a jackass. Somebody that's just not on the same page that's needed to be successful.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's very hard to spot Bozos maybe from a CEO perspective, because they are very smart in selling themselves towards the leadership. But their employees, so the Bozo employees, they spot it like within a day. They say, okay, Marcus, I don't know how he ended up there. He was described to me as like a leader in partnership management, whatever, but I don't know why. And having a culture where those people can reach out to us and say, okay, or have systems where they can give that feedback, I think it's really crucial to retain that culture.
Yeah, I agree. So I want to know, at what point during these 6 years did you say to yourself and to your co-founder, wow, we are really onto something here? Was it like immediate? You know what I'm saying? Like you understood what you set out to do, and it's like, we have something here.
So I found the definition here.
Please go.
I will answer. So a bozo is an incompetent person, especially in new companies. Bozos have a net negative effect on morale and profit, and everybody knows it.
Everybody knows it. That's the key.
In our business, it's kind of very streamlined. So we are now in the third or fourth wave of enterprise commerce technologies companies, and all the waves were pretty much the same. So there were startups coming out of an agency business, and then started to build a product, and this product kind of scaled, and then was like an IPO or an exit. And in our case, we kind of leapfrogged the first 5 years because we started out as a VC-funded company, so we didn't have to do like 100 agency projects in order to build our own product. We could start building the product from day one. And I think so when we were able to get like customer number 50 in the book, the first international agencies, we saw though the traction that we hoped for is now eventually there, and it becomes more an execution problem. It's not an invention problem. It's not a startup risk anymore. And I think that that happened latest with the financing round in 2018, where One Peak partners from London gave us money. And what happened since then is that's kind of crazy. All this like high valuations for Shopify, BigCommerce, the VTEX IPO, that obviously helped to get e-commerce enterprise technology back on the table, and it's also helping us.
I see. Okay, we're going to shift gears here. I'd like to know a little bit about this unique operating system you have called Spryker Cloud Commerce. Could you maybe tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so you might wonder why it's not called Spryker e-commerce software or shop software. And that's easy to explain why it's rather operating system. You have to look back into the time when the ERP was the biggest IT project in the company. And this started like in the early 90s for many companies. And within the ERP, that was the first step when you try to get rid of many paper-based workflows, I would say. And then you started to build price management, discount management, catalog management, PIM, all the stuff in the ERP. So it became your back-end operating system. And now, in a world where everything is very user-centric, when every kind of journey starts with, okay, how will the user perceive my B2B offering? How will he get a good quote? How is the request for quote process working? How will he receive order confirmation? So all the stuff that was once built into the ERP moved into the commerce world. So the commerce system becomes like much more than a shop. And therefore, it's rather an operating system, like for many streams where even like price management is done, then it is an interface. And in this commerce system, lots of stuff is separated, which describes our composable approach. You have like the front end infrastructure, which is usually driven by a front end as a service. You have an application that is taking care for the PIM, for example, for order management system. So all different like capabilities within like one composable stack. And this is essentially essentially describes like the operating system approach. The more your company is ticking from a customer experience perspective, B2B customer or B2C customers, the more the commerce stack becomes your operating system. And that's where I would say, invented the term operating system in our industry, and now it's copied from many competitors. So I think we did the right thing here.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, you know, imitation is the finest form of flattery, or something, I think they say.
Yes.
So yeah, if people are imitating you, then you are definitely doing the right thing.
Yes. I think we even saw like that people are copying our headless claim or pass claim, or and the metaphor with Lego. I think that was stolen like at least 10 times, but it's okay. I'm fine with it because it helps people to understand this new world.
Right. Oh, that's good of you to just let them have that information that you have personally come up with. But yeah, okay, I've seen that early next month, Spryker Excite is scheduled. Could you tell us what that means for the e-commerce world?
Yeah, so Spryker Excite, it's our vendor event. It's actually where we invite our ecosystem, our partners, our customers, our prospects into like one big room, which is a cinema in Berlin. And within like this big room, we are presenting our product pipelines, or where do we stand, what's going to happen in the next years with our product initiatives. We showcase some very successful customers. We let partners speak about their view on the world of front end as a service or marketplace developments. Obviously, there's some awards, but bringing like the industry back into like in an event on-site kind of format definitely helps to build this relationships. That's what we are doing in Berlin, 7th of October. Same time in Miami, we will have a couple of thousand people watching it via a stream because we have some highlight keynote speakers there. And it's like the bigger trade fairs kind of stopped doing business when COVID began. We as a vendor need to build this experience ourselves. So, and I don't expect like the big trade fairs are coming back within the next 2 or 3 years. So having this kind of industry ecosystem feeling, that is something we have to create. I'm not saying we are building the Dreamforce, something that Salesforce built very successfully in San Francisco, but it's our small Dreamforce, right? It's like where people are getting really excited, where we have now over 1,000 registrations for only 250 people on site that are allowed because of COVID regulations. So, and it helps you obviously to work from a product pipeline perspective towards a goal together. You say it must be ready and presentable for Excite. We need to show our partners. We need to get them on board. And in a remote world, you don't have like too many opportunities getting so many people together and like to build an image for a company, because where is a software company, or especially in our world, so everybody is sitting in front of a screen or 2 screens or 3 screens. So how do you build an image? It's usually that you are bringing people together and create exciting experiences, and that is what Excite is about.
Oh, okay, I see. Awesome. Yeah, I think it's great that you guys are really, and I know it sounds crazy, but for the last 2 years, you guys are really almost cracking the glass ceiling on this whole COVID thing that says everything is over here, everything is over there.
Yeah.
But yeah, you guys are actually like, no, the world needs to be ran in a physical sense, not just a virtual sense. I think that says a lot more than just a vendorship or all that. Like the statement you're making is, I think, needed at this time. So I see that Spryker is, you guys have quite a large collection of merch, and I think even like maybe a fashion line or something I'm seeing.
It looks like a fashion line because I think we have one of the nicest logos in the industry.
Yeah.
So people really like to wear the Spryker logo. The kids of our partners like it. So, and it's a funny joke we're usually making, though. If it's not working out as a software solution, we eventually will pivot into fashion because so many people are asking us for getting Spryker hoodies or Spryker college jackets or so. Yes, we have fashion merch. I would say, and it's definitely a line we will extend in the next years, but you only can get it during the Excite or if you become a Spryker customer or partner. So you cannot get it on the free on a free market. Yeah.
Right.
Otherwise,
So
but if there's like one or two competitors are listening to this podcast or show, we are happy to send you over some merch. It's okay.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Just because actually that was my next question. Was where if we can expect to see more fashion, where can I get some? Because I really did like what I've seen.
I will take care of you getting a box.
That's what I like to hear, right? That's why I do this. No. Okay, but one last question, and this really struck me. I tried to think, I tried to assume or imagine the thought process behind this, but what does your mascot, Oscar, represent for the company? Being an onyx and that type.
So, okay, maybe, the first question is, so why do we have like the oryx antelope as our feature animal? So, and when we started to build like the company with Spryker, then we said, okay, we need like an animal as our mascot or part of the logo. And from a software company, you're searching for like strong and agile animals, and there's not too many. So there's like dolphins, and obviously antelopes is some of this. And we ended up with oryx because our initial investor, Project A Ventures, they were called Project Oryx when they were in stealth mode. That's when we selected the oryx, and the oryx then became obviously the logo for the company. And now we are building out the mascot thing, because sometimes it's easier when the mascot is commenting on something instead of like me or Boris or partner manager or whatever. So it becomes like a universal voice that stands for Spryker. And there's funny stuff Oscar will doing in the future with some of our competitors that are obviously not strong antelopes, but rather fat hippos or other animals that are lower in the food chain, I would say. But you need something where you can align with, and that's actually where I'm very happy that we selected an oryx antelope, a real animal. That can help us with storytelling, that can help us with doing some fun, that you see it on our Instagram page, and you will see like the next evolution of the oryx on the Spryker Excite. So it's definitely a thing that is helping us. And this Schleich animals. Let me get one.
Okay, sure, yeah.
Like I have a golden oryx here, so but it's usually like from the Schleich the Schleich animal zoo. Let me see. So it tries to here you get
there we go, yeah.
You get this oryx. And people love it. So people want to have some for their kids, and it's and we like to create an environment that people like to be attached with, and that's the case here. And the oryx is helping with that. So many software companies are searching for very abstract things like an octagon or kind of a circle that has kind of a flash in it, but it's very, very hard to adapt to this thing in the real life. There's no octagon from Schleich Animals, like the toy company. Yeah. But it was like it wasn't planned that oryx or the logo became that successful. And I don't know if you know, but if you turn the logo around, it's a penguin.
Well, I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, you can do it.
Check that out. Yeah, for sure. And maybe our viewers can. They're probably turning something right now. Say, oh, really? Turn your head.
I only have like a We have this children tattoo. So let me see if it works here. So you see that's oryx,
okay. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And if you turn it around like this,
Yeah.
it's a penguin.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome. Yeah. Well, Alex, I really appreciate the time today. I'm sure you're a busy man. And we here at Tech Times, you know, we're the door's always open, the red carpet's always rolled out for you guys. If you have any announcements or anything, please feel free to come back.
Yeah.
All right, great.
Thank you for your time. We will definitely come back and use the red carpet.
Absolutely, yeah. It's there anytime. So, Tech Times watchers, thanks. Do some research, check out Spryker. Maybe they're right for your company. Definitely give them a try. I mean, if nothing else, you get some nice merch. So, yeah, and we'll be back next week. Thank you.